To begin the cooking segment on the SP Series Southern Pride Smoker, we need to acknowledge that there are many ways to cook and handle barbecue on any smoker. Over the years, we've simplified our methods to make your life easier and yet produce the best barbecue possible. Step 1. Seasoning. We recommend our Southern Pride Premium Blend seasoning on most meats for barbecue. It's especially good on chicken, pork chops, or loins and beef brisket. We use our rib rub on all pork rib products. We recommend seasoning pork ribs, butts, and chickens with a ½ ounce per pound of meat and beef brisket with 1 ounce per pound. We also leave the fat cap on beef brisket because the rendering fat creates the flavor and juiciness in your brisket. Step 2. Loading. When loading product on the flat food racks, you should load the bottom rack of each rack hanger first to maintain balance. Make sure that there is a little bit of space between products on the racks to support good air movement. You should not place fresh meat over cooked meat in the oven because of cross-contamination. Do not let meat hang over the edge of the rack, as it may hit other meat in passing and fall to the bottom of the oven. You can see the additional volume possible with the optional vertical rib rack shown below 2 standard racks with ribs loaded flat with concave side up. Step 3. Loading wood. Typically, we recommend using 2 logs for an average cook. Place the logs in the firebox about 6 inches from the burner. If you'd like light smoke, use 1 log. For medium smoke, use 2 logs. And for heavy smoke, use 3. Close the firebox door and make sure the handle latch is secure. Step 4. Set digital control. Controller must be in the idle mode to set the cooking time and temp. If the oven is not in idle, press and hold the Start-Stop button until idle appears on the controller. Press the Cook Temp button. When Temp 1 appears, use the up and down arrows to set desired cook temperature. Press the Cook Time button. When Time 1 appears, use the up and down arrows to set desired cook time. Press the Hold button. When Hold Temp appears, use the up and down arrows to set your desired hold temp. If a programmed hold is not desired, when Hold Temp appears, press the down arrow until the readout says Off. Step 5. Start, pause, stop. When programming is complete, press the Start-Stop button 1 time to start the cook cycle. To pause the cook, press the Start-Stop button once. To resume the cook, press the Start-Stop button again. To cancel or stop the cook, press and hold the Start-Stop button until idle appears in the window. Refer to the owner's manual for a detailed explanation of how to program your oven's control. Step 6. Slicing and pulling cooked product. As we said before, there are different ways to use and prepare barbecue. These methods are easy to use and will give you a starting place to develop your own techniques. Use heat protective gloves to unload cooked product from your SP Series oven and let it rest for 15 minutes before slicing or pulling. Beef brisket must be cooked to a safe internal temp of at least 145 degrees. Before slicing brisket, cut the fat cap off the top and discard. Next, start slicing against the grain with your knife at a 60-degree angle to the brisket. 1/4 inch thick pieces are ideal for sandwiches, and thicker slices work well on brisket plates. Pulled pork butt or shoulder must be cooked to a safe internal temperature of at least 160 degrees. Heavy cuts of pork need an internal temperature of 190 degrees to be easy to pull. As soon as you can handle the hot meat, pull the bone out and clean off any meat still attached to it. Use large forks or bear claws to pull the pork apart. Remove all the gristle, but try not to remove too much fat, as that produces the great flavor. You don't have to season or rub the pork butt heavily before it's cooked. We feel that as the fat renders out, it washes off a lot of the rub, so we season the pork as we pull it to get a more intense flavor. Pork ribs. Pull apart 2 rib bones to check for doneness, or use a large fork and twist the meat between 2 bones. If the meat falls apart, they're fall off the bone done. Step 7. Eat great barbecue.